It is Rachel over at Moonlight Library. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to many new viewers. I thought I would do a little Q&A for my 100... Well, that is big dreaming. Whew. We have ambitions here, don't we? 1K Q&A, plus a lot of different favorites. I want to talk about some of my favorite things and kind of introduce you to who I am. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing on my stuff and I don't know, watching me, I enjoy myself. I think I'm interesting and funny. Oh my god, the inflated ego on that one. What's going on? My name is Rachel, as I said before. I'm currently 30 years old. Until the end of the month, because I'm turning 31. I work at a library. I'm not a librarian, but I'm in grad school right now to get my master's in library and information sciences. So I will be a librarian. I mean, my job still won't be a librarian. I would have to get a different job. I work with like the business side of the library. Okay, let's go to the Q&A. That was my little hello, this is me. I asked on Instagram. This is Stranger Things background. Super cute. I asked on Instagram for people to send me a couple questions, so I got some, and we're going to answer some of them because there's not that many. Follow me on Instagram. Maybe you'd be able to ask me a question. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't we all really enjoy that? Because I would love for you to do that. My link to my Instagram's down below, so go ahead and do that. My first one is any recent recommendations for comics and graphic novels. Well, currently I have been reading Lore Olympus. That's like a webcomic. Damn, it's like mythology, but like sexy, sexy mythology, and like, okay. I'm into it. Also, I'm reading this manga series called Goodnight Pun Pun, and also so good. It's very depressing. It's also a lot of trigger warnings up in that one. It is about this chicken. So it's this boy that is drawn like this weird chicken thing. His experiences in life, and like he's had a very tragic rearing. But right now I'm on the sixth one, and they're like massive. He's probably in his early 20s now, but you start with him as like a child, and there's like a lot of abuse in his household, and I think he's portrayed as this chicken thing because it like takes him outside of his own body, but his whole family are portrayed as chicken things. I don't know. Chicken things. So many chicken things. So number 2 is, do you remember your favorite childhood book? Oh my god. Tell you the truth is, pray Harry Potter. As a child, my mother was very Catholic, and she would not allow me to read Harry Potter, and she was like, that's Satan's juice, and Satan is gonna pour his juice down your throat through Harry Potter and that devilish witchcraft. I mean, the author is a TERF, it turns out, but I went to Virginia, I think I was in the 4th grade, and my mom's cousin convinced her and was like, this is not evil. If anything, it makes my daughter want to read. So maybe you should have your children read this series. And I became a Harry Potter person, and I became very obsessed. I was on that one website, MuggleNet, all the time. Oh my god. Fucking issues with this one. I was deep. I was deep. But weren't a lot of us? Tell me if you weren't. I don't know. I'm also currently, very slowly, I am making a vlog that's gonna last quite some time, or like be over the course of quite a while, where I'm reading some of my old childhood favorites. So check that one out, because I pick them up whenever I'm feeling a little sad. That's what I decided. I was like, I'm gonna read a childhood favorite every time I'm a little mopey, and it'll lift me up to being happy because nostalgia, and I love nostalgia. I'm a nostalgia person. I'm not reading Harry Potter in that, though. No. Someone else said, classic book that you would not recommend. Whew. Well, Great Expectations for one, because Charles Dickens, no. Just, how about No Thank You? I read that as, like, when I was younger. No, not younger. I mean, I was in college, but I was not a fan of that book. I don't know. Boring. I don't really read classics that often, too. Like, I sometimes do. But at the same time, I'm just more of a contemporary gal, you know? More of a contemporary gal. I'll go back to, like, maybe the 20s. Like, if we're talking classics, the 20s are my heyday. Like, that's where the action is. That's where the good stuff is, you know? Like, the early 1900s. That's where I'll be reading. We go further than that, that is not where I'll be reading. Very unlikely. Very unlikely. Favorite film adaptation of a book? Ooh, this is a good one, because then I can talk about a book that I wanted to put in my favorites list at the end, but I decided to do a different one. This is The Martian. I saw the movie first, and I cried about maybe 30 times. Like, I was crying the whole time. I don't know why. Sometimes I get very emotional, and I just, like, could not stop crying. I was like, oh my god, potatoes. Like, potatoes? So I really enjoyed that. And then I was like, I have to read this book. And the book was just as fucking good. It was fucking phenomenal. Maybe if I did it in a different order, that would be a no. That would be a no for me. And there might be another adaptation that I like just as much. Howl's Moving Castle. Damn. It's not the same, but they did the change in adaptation such a way that it's just so good. Like, it makes up for it. It makes up for it. Oh, what's my cat's name? This isn't a book related. I'm gonna grab him. This is Little Perry Como. He doesn't want to look at the camera. Oh, there he is. This is Little Perry Como. I call him LPC though. He was found at 3 weeks old on a busy highway, or like road, and he was saved. He looked like a little rat. What's your dream job? I don't know. I'd like to write a book. That sounds like a dream job, but I don't write. So, not really working out for me. I just feel like I would want more time to write, but I also kind of wish I could just talk about books all the time. This is what I love doing. Like, I love doing this. My whole life revolves around books and talking about books, I feel like. I work in a library. Then again, I don't work in the book section. Whatever. Our last question is going to open up to my favorite books. So this is going to be the first of my favorite books, so let's start favorites time. I'm going to list 6 favorite books. Yeah, 6 favorite books. And the first one is, I don't have it because I lent it to someone and they haven't given it back, and it's been like a while, and I don't think I'm getting it back, to tell you the truth. Anyways, that one is House of Leaves. Sorry if you're watching this and you're who I lent it to. But then again, you have my book. This is also the answer to, I should have said the question first. If you could only read one book for the rest of your life, what book would you choose? House of Leaves. I feel like there's so much to unpack in this book. It is creepy, it's weird, it's a labyrinth, it is like, I think that I could read this book over and over again and be able to be just as engrossed the first time as I am the 100th time. I've read it twice only though, but I know this in the core of my soul that I could read this over and over again. Next book. Sorry, this is kind of a hot topic sometimes, but A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I could probably also read this book over and over again. This is the saddest book ever. But then again, as we talked about earlier with The Martian, I love to cry. But I didn't say I love to cry, but I do love to cry. Like, I think crying is great. I think it's wonderful. And A Little Life, you make me cry, so you win. You win. Trigger warnings, everything. Like, go look it up. You're following 4 friends in New York, but primarily following this one friend, Jude, and his tragic fucking life. That's all I can say. Like, tragic fucking life. And it's over the course of like 20 or 30 years. Next is Rules of Attraction by Bret Easton Ellis. I don't think I ever talk about this book on this channel, but look at this fucking cover. Like, I don't know if I can get my ring light not to show up. Look at this fucking cover. Is that amazing? So that's everyone from the adaptation, the film adaptation. This is about a number of people in college and just kind of like, it's this weird, like everything commingles, and it's like you're following all these stories and all these people as college does. It's Bret Easton Ellis, so you have books or people in these books that are showing up from other books. It follows, one of them is Sean Bateman, that's Patrick Bateman from American Psycho's brother. Also love that book. Also, that book made me throw up, so take with that what you will. Great book. Another college one, Secret History. Whose favorite is Secret History? A good amount of people. There are people who don't like this book. But this is about a small sect of people at this college who are a part of this like classics program, and the weird shit they get up to and the bad shit that goes down, and it is so good. Like, the way Donna Tartt writes, I love her. I love her. Her mentor, Bret Easton Ellis. Interesting. I think I should tell you one of my favorite short story collections, and that is Friday Black. Friday Black is so good. It is, it's like a horror, sci-fi, but like a commentary on all sorts of like modern day like social issues, racism, everything. And it is very short, and it is totally worth it. Like, I think everyone should read it. It is so weird and good. So weird. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I love Andy Weir. Obviously, I also read The Martian and thought it was amazing. But I chose Project Hail Mary because it's the more recent one that I read, and I love them both just about the same. This one has such good, like, it's like science fiction with a splash of comedy. It's a little funny, but it's also edge of your seat, like what's gonna happen next, and it was just beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna pick 3 for the rest of these categories because I'm like, so much going on. So, graphic novels, I would have to say Sandman by Neil Gaiman. That whole series is one of my favorite things in the world, and I cannot wait to watch the Netflix show, but I'm right now watching something else, so we'll get around to that. You know, I'm gonna get there. That's the next thing I'm gonna watch. My favorite one was A Game of You. That one was really good. So this is the world of dreams, so you're following like Morpheus, aka Sandman. The first one's kind of like this, like he has to like solve some, like get his stuff back, and I feel like graphic novels do this a lot, where this whole like have to solve a case or get your stuff back or like figure something out in the first one so you can introduce everyone, because we know it's going to be a long running series. I kind of hate that, but it's fine. Another one, Lock and Key by Joe Hill. Big Joe Hill fan. Love Joe Hill. Lock and Key follows this family. Their father has just been murdered, and they move back to Maine to the mother's childhood home where her brother still lives, called Key House. There are magic keys there that only the children really can like see what they're doing. And the last one has to be Heartstopper. It's Heartstopper because I love a cute graphic novel too. That's how I'm gonna show you. Like, I love a dark, graphic novel, and I love a cute graphic novel. Heartstopper is following the relationship between Charlie and Nick. They are in England in high school, and they're so cute. So fucking cute. 3 favorite movies. Call Me by Your Name. I love Timothée Chalamet. I'm sorry. Like, I'm one of those people. I fucking love Timothée Chalamet. He's the fucking best ever. And he is goddamn amazing. And I know Armie Hammer and all that stuff, but I still fucking love this movie, okay? Leave me alone. Coming of age, 1980s Italy, 2 gay men, like, beautiful. Love it. The next one is Bo Burnham's Inside, because I can watch that all the time. I can watch it over and over again. It's so sad. Like, I cry a lot during that. It makes me very emotional because I feel it. I really feel it. And as we've covered, I love to cry. Last one's Interstellar. Best soundtrack ever. Interstellar's soundtrack is so fucking good. It's so fucking good. I love it. Space. Voyage. You're never coming home. Sad. Crazy time shit. Arrival would have been on this list too, but we can only do 3. But I will mention it. Oh, but about movies. Follow my Letterboxd if you want to know more about what I'm watching. There you go. Down there. But music on we go. Pretty short. We're just going to do 3 real quick. Sufjan Stevens, an all-time favorite. It's always top on my Spotify. We're gonna go Daft Punk because I like something crazy and wild. And it brings me back to my childhood. And then Bon Iver because I like something fucking weird. There's probably a lot more that I like. I'll link a Spotify playlist down there of like things that some of my favorite songs or whatever, and you can listen to it if you want. TV shows. Leftovers from HBO is 3 seasons, and I actually did read the book for this one. It was good. I will always mention that I read the book. But Leftovers is about if it's like one day 1% of the population just vanishes, and this is like a couple years later, maybe a year or 3 years later, and it's where people are at and like how it affects everyone, and it is so good. God, I've explained it like it feels like coming home. Like, beautiful. Next one would be Curb Your Enthusiasm because I like some cringe humor. I want to get cringy, and Larry David is like my soulmate. I don't know, maybe my soulmate. Who knows? Maybe I am I've been told I'm like Larry David in real life. People are like, I want to say that the last one, it's really hard with TV shows because it's like I totally forget a lot of the TV shows that I love. I mean, I know what they are, but it's like there's so many shows, so I'm like, what do I even choose? So we're gonna go with Euphoria or Bridgerton. There you go. I can't choose. Euphoria, stylistically beautiful, A24 teen, like craziness. Bridgerton, also beautiful, Shonda Rhimes, and romantic. Miniseries, because that's different. That's different. Station 11, read the book, fucking loved it. Watch the miniseries, holy shit. There is this one quote in that, I'm just going to tell you the quote, and sometimes I would think about it, and it would make me cry. I have found you 9 times before, maybe 10, and I'll find you again. I find you because I know you, and I know you because we are the same. Apocalypse, and you're following this troupe of people that do Shakespeare, and it gets weird and scary and like, oh. Next one, Sharp Objects, which I have not read the book for, but that miniseries is so fucking good. It's scary. It's about this woman who's kind of like not in a good place in her life currently. She's writing for this paper, and there's been murders in the small town she came from and grew up in, and her editor sends her back to write because he's kind of trying to get her to heal her soul. And it's crazy, and I love some crime stuff and like detective shit. And then also Watchmen, Love that graphic novel, read it multiple times, but that mini series is so fucking good. And I would like superheroes, but not like Marvel, you know, a little darker, a little weirder, a little crazier, a lot of social issues that are like commentaries on that, and beautiful. And then slight mention to 10th Kingdom. Love it. Deep cut fantasy, but kind of campy, kitschy. I don't know. And I think that's it. If you wanted to know anything else, you probably should have asked me. Maybe I should tell you my big 3 because some people like to know that. So I am a Virgo sun, Aries moon, and Virgo rising. I think that's it. I think that is all I have for you. My camera is about to be like, you're done filming, because it does that. And I want to thank you for being here, for subscribing, for watching my videos, for being a part of my channel and a part of my reading experience. Yes. Welcome, or welcome back. That's the end of the video.